Myself Rohit Gupta. I am student of Strategic Business and Global Market subject at Massey University. Today I will talk about the dilemma faced by Zespri. Using integrative thinking approach, I will attempt to find a solution which is blend of two extreme alternatives and also explore ways of implementing the same. Zespri is a single desk exporter of all New Zealand kiwi fruit. It is 100% owned by current and former growers, and it has supply arrangements with multiple offshore growers. Zespri is a cooperative firm. Dilemma. In my view, dilemma faced by Zespri is how to uphold its cooperative principles while working with offshore producers globally as part of its globalization strategy. Since New Zealand and Zespri on their own cannot meet the demand for kiwi fruit, it is important for Zespri to have a network of offshore producers. One approach to deal with above situation is to make offshore growers also members of cooperative by making them shareholders. In this way, cooperative principles are retained uniformly within and beyond New Zealand geography. We will hereby call this approach as Approach 1. Other approach is to follow multinational enterprise organization approach, wherein offshore producers are suppliers to Zespri. We will hereby call this solution as Approach 2. Advantage of Approach 1 is retaining cooperative principles uniformly within and beyond New Zealand geography. This ensures common interest, goals, motivation, and smoother flow of technical and strategic information between all stakeholders. Advantage of Approach 2 is that many offshore growers get to associate themselves with the global brand that is Zespri, and Zespri gets the advantage of increased supply and seasonal continuity. Both the approaches have inherent merits and demerits for Zespri. In case of Approach 1, Zespri gets to increase supply of kiwi fruits by having access to more cultivable land and at same time ensuring that produce meets its required specifications. This approach may be more suitable in markets with low quality produce and less access to scientific information. Downside of Approach 1 is while offshore producers may become members of Zespri cooperative, they may not share same community goals, and they may start misusing the proprietary technical and scientific information obtained from Zespri in a manner that they start competing with Zespri in local offshore markets. In case of Approach 2, Zespri is ensured supply of fruits as per its specifications without the risk of sharing its own proprietary information. This approach may be suitable in markets with high competition and high access to scientific information. In case of Approach 2, Zespri carries the risk of not having seasonal produce continuity in case local producers are unable to provide fruits which meet Zespri's quality standards. Proposal. I am of the view that Zespri should follow selective dual institutional logic with regards to offshore producers while following its globalization strategy. This will allow Zespri to take advantages of both the approaches. Implementation strategy. I will now discuss the implementation strategy for Zespri. Offshore producers from Italy and France can continue to have long-term supply contracts to Zespri. Both these nations are highly advanced kiwi fruit producing nations, clubbed with additional advantages of easy capital access and advanced knowledge in the field of kiwi fruit production. Zespri can enter into long-term supply contracts wherein the supplier needs to supply fruits in accordance to Zespri's quality standards. In China, Zespri should follow cooperative model. China has a favorable climatic condition for kiwi fruit growing. At the same time, kiwi fruit growers are not having access to quality cultivars. China provides good access to capital for entrepreneurs and also have a good infrastructure. With government intervention being minimal for kiwi fruit production, it is an ideal setting for Zespri to bring in Chinese kiwi fruit farmers under the ambit of cooperative model and increase the production supply of quality kiwi fruits for both domestic demand and international supply. Produce from China is also counter seasonal to New Zealand, thereby ensuring seasonal continuity to Zespri. South Korea and Japan can continue to be pure export markets. Given the fact that both nations have very limited land available for agriculture and also limited human resources, Zespri can continue to focus on exports in these markets without having elaborate offshore produce arrangements. Conclusion. Using the blend of supplier and cooperative model as discussed above, Zespri can increase the supply of quality kiwi fruits to meet the burgeoning demand while at the same time upholding cooperative principles.